Halloween night, and I've always hated this time of year. Not for the pumpkins or the candy, but because of the stories. My friends say it's all in my head, but every Halloween, something sinister happens, and it's always connected to the stories people tell. This year, 3 stories haunt my mind more than the rest. The Man in the Mirror. It started with an old urban legend, the one about saying his name 3 times in front of a mirror. I never believed it until last year. I was at my friend Mark's Halloween party, and after a few drinks, we dared each other to do it. It was just a joke, until it wasn't. I stood in front of the bathroom mirror, the cheap fluorescent light buzzing above me, casting an eerie glow. My breath fogged up the glass as I whispered his name. Oliver Crowley. Oliver Crowley. Oliver Crowley. For a second, nothing happened. Then, I noticed something wrong with my reflection. My eyes. They weren't mine. The reflection grinned, but I wasn't smiling. My heart pounded, and I tried to look away, but my reflection's eyes locked on mine. He moved closer, pushing against the glass like the mirror was water, distorting, stretching toward me. I stumbled backward and slammed the door shut, but I swear I saw a hand press against the other side of the glass, a dark shadow slowly pulling itself out. When I opened the door again to look, the mirror was cracked. Mark said I was just drunk, but that night, I couldn't sleep. I felt someone watching me. The next morning, my bathroom mirror had the same crack. I threw it out, but every mirror I've seen since has that same fracture, like it's waiting for me to look too long. The candy on Maple Street. There's a street in our town, Maple Street, where people say you should never trick or treat. The houses are old, abandoned looking, but every Halloween, a few kids dare each other to go. Last year, I went there on a dare. The first few houses were empty, dark windows staring back like hollow eyes. But at the last house, a light flickered inside. It wasn't like the other houses. This one had decorations. Pumpkins with crooked faces, candles in the windows. On the porch, a bowl of candy sat, with a note. "Take one." I reached into the bowl, and as soon as I touched the candy, the door creaked open. Inside, I saw shadows shifting, but no one was there. I froze, feeling a cold draft sweep past me. I should have run, but curiosity got the better of me. I stepped inside, the door slamming shut behind me. The house smelled of rot and dampness, and the air felt thick, suffocating. In the dim light, I saw something move. At first, just a flicker in the corner of my eye. Then I saw it clearly. A tall figure in the corner standing still, its face obscured by darkness. It wasn't a person, though. Its limbs were too long, its movements unnatural. I turned to leave, but the hallway stretched longer and longer. The door that I had just come through vanished, swallowed by the walls. My chest tightened. I ran, feeling the walls close in, my breath catching as the figure's footsteps echoed behind me. I don't know how I got out. One minute I was lost, the next I was on the porch gasping for air. I don't go near Maple Street anymore. Neither do the other kids who've been inside that house. Some of them haven't come back at all. The Scarecrow. The last story is one I've heard my whole life. People in town say there's a scarecrow in the old McGregor farm that moves on its own. Not like a person, but worse, like it's alive. On Halloween night, kids dare each other to walk through the field. Last Halloween I went. The farm was dead, overgrown with weeds. The scarecrow stood in the middle of the field, slumped on its post, its burlap face torn, straw spilling out of its chest. I laughed, trying to shake the fear gnawing at me. It was just a stupid story. Then the wind picked up, and I swear I heard it whisper my name. I froze, staring at the scarecrow. Its head twitched, slowly turning toward me. The empty holes where its eyes should be seemed to sink deeper. My blood ran cold. I told myself it was just the wind, but then the scarecrow's arm lifted, straw crackling like bone. I backed away, my legs trembling. As I turned to run, I heard heavy footsteps behind me, closer, faster. I didn't look back. When I reached the edge of the field, I dared a glance. The scarecrow wasn't on its post anymore. It was standing where I had just been. Epilogue. Now it's Halloween again. The stories replay in my mind, each one more vivid than the last. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe it's just Halloween. But I feel something creeping closer every year. The darkness has a way of finding you when you least expect it, and tonight it feels closer than ever. Closer.